Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The markets are very polarizing right now because we just don't really know exactly what is going to be happening. So basically in today's episode, I am going to be breaking down what is most likely going to be happening in the next coming 1 week. So if you take a look at the markets, right, obviously Bitcoin is around 10,869, Ethereum 363, and here are the remaining prices. So chainlink dropped below $9. Right now it's currently hovering around $10.59, and the markets are a little bit shaky. They are very shaky at the moment. So if we take a look at our favorite cryptocurrencies, right, such as Avax, $4. Zilliqa did have a little bit of a price pump, so I am really not sure why Zilliqa is pumping, so I'm obviously going to get into that. There should be some amazing news with regards to Zilliqa, so but it doesn't really matter if Bitcoin ends up crashing and if the S&P 500 ends up crashing. It doesn't really matter what these cryptocurrencies are going to do by the end of the day. So Uniswap is around $4.21. So just to be brief and precise with you guys, I'm not even going to waste a lot of time diving deep into these individual altcoins, especially with regards to their cryptocurrency respective charts, because I really know that they don't really matter, especially when we have a black swan event, or if we are going to experience a bloodbath with regards to BTC or the stock markets. So now it's important for us to understand what is really happening in the underlying respective cryptocurrencies that really make these other altcoins get correlated to some extent. So this is one of the reasons why I am mostly focusing on BTC and the stock markets right now. So just looking at the grand scheme of things, right, if we take a look at the midterm to long term, the higher time frames, just to be precise, right? Taking a look at the MACD, we have something amazing which is happening. We obviously experienced a bearish crossover on the MACD, the weekly MACD, and that is very crucial. So on a weekly time frame, we have entered bearish territory. So each time we experienced some sort of rally, and then we experienced some sort of bear market. So here is an example. This is obviously a similar situation whereby we obviously came from the abyss and we just ended up pumping, and then we ended up having this bearish crossover on the weekly. And mind you, we did experience some weeks where we ended up pumping to the upside, even though we were turning bearish. So even though you are bearish, there is always moments where you can just end up propelling to the upside. And this is one of the reasons why the MACD flashes this lighter buzz right over here. So this just simply means that you are having some sort of market cycle within that bear trend. So if you take a look at what happened, right, obviously we have experienced about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars of very convincing weakness as far as the weekly time interval is concerned. And if we take a look at what is happening right over here, right, so let me just erase these irrelevant lines. So take a look at this area. Doesn't it look very similar to this particular area? And if you observe, right, we obviously ended up spending, all the way from July 2019, right, we ended up spending a lot of weeks right over here. We almost ended up spending about 2 to 3 weeks just hovering back and forth, and then finally we had that pump to the downside, and then we had a reversal. Okay, so this was a very confusing area to trade Bitcoin and just trade cryptocurrencies, because this was very unpredictable and it was like so hard for anybody to make money. So this is one of the reasons why we are obviously going to be experiencing one of the most volatile weeks ahead, because I really believe that we are going to have like some sort of market repeat as far as the cryptocurrency markets are concerned. So I'm obviously expecting the price to be very volatile obviously in the next coming week, obviously, like the first week of October and the second week of October. This is one of the reasons why I'm really encouraging a lot of people to just be in stable coins right now. Be very safe. Do not be a hero, because the people who were shorting here, right, they obviously, if they didn't close their short, a few weeks later they ended up being stopped out because there was this crazy pump right over here, and then the price just ended up continuing to the downside, and then later on it just ended up pumping. So this is one of the reasons why, if you are going to be trading this market, you are supposed to be scalp trading. Like, whenever you achieve your target, get out of that particular situation, move on to the next one, because it's really going to be extremely choppy. Okay, however, I really believe that November, mid-November, all the way up to December, this is obviously going to be like a very, very bullish time. So we just have to like endure this uncertainty, and then once we're done with October and mid-November, we are going to be very good to go. So if we take a look at the volume zone oscillator, right, looking at the weekly analysis of BTC, right, so every time we come from the overbought territory, right, we always go back down and get to the oversold territory. So right now, the most logical thing for us to experience is obviously have some situation like that, then obviously end up to the downside, and then just continue coming all the way up to the upside, just like we did right over here. Now, the stock markets have been very polarizing due to the fact that today has been pretty crazy, especially if you take a look at the 1 hour, right? I mean, if we take a look at the shorter time frames, like the 15 minutes, right, we obviously experienced some zigzag type of patterns where the price was bullish and it was also bearish, but now we are beginning to form a definite bearish trend on the stock market, and this is very good. So according to this, right, we obviously formed some sort of triple top, 1, 2, 3, and now we are beginning to form a definite downtrend. So if we end up obviously correcting down to this particular downside, right, then that is obviously going to be like a very blatant bearish move, especially on the S&P 500. And if you take a look at what is happening, right, the price is around 3,329 points, and we are heading over to this particular level. So if this level is not really going to offer any support, right, obviously we're going to come to this particular area around 3,321 and then just bounce off on, and then perhaps go to the upside and then continue going to the downside all the way down to the 38.2% fib level right over here. This is where we're going to have like a little bit of a breather around 3,246 points as far as the S&P 500 is concerned. So right now we are beginning to form very bearish blatant signals on the S&P 500, and that is a very good heads up. Okay, so as far as BTC is concerned, you guys have obviously seen the direct correlation between the S&P 500 and BTC. With regards to gold, right, gold is a little bit detached from the markets because it has been sort of having like a very good amazing rally. So gold and BTC right now not really that correlated. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I say the markets are very polarizing, due to the fact that gold is experiencing like some sort of mini bull trend whereby we are producing some highs, and obviously right now it really seems we are finding quite a lot of trouble right around this area, because it used to be the previous support, and previous support turns into resistance. Okay, so perhaps from now on, obviously gold is going to have some trouble. So I'm obviously looking forward to observing what the price of gold is going to be doing like in the next coming 48 hours. If we're going to end up pumping towards the upside, then that's going to be very, very bullish for gold, that is. But if we are obviously going to end up sort of bumping our heads into this particular resistance and then just coming back to the downside and just forming higher lows and lower highs, then that is obviously going to be like a very good heads up with regards to gold and what is going to be happening. So so far, today is a Tuesday. Today is the 29th of September 2020, and we are experiencing some very bearish signals, especially as far as the smaller time frames are concerned. So if you take a look at the 5 minutes, the 15 minutes, the 4 hourly, by the way, the 4 hourly is really producing lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so if you take a look at this, right, that was obviously a lower high, and that one was a lower high, and this particular structure was broken right over here because we broke to the upside, and then right over here we haven't really made another sort of higher high like that. So that is obviously not really breaking the trend as far as us finding this upward slanting resistance. So that really means we are still in a bearish scenario. So obviously the next coming few days are going to be very crucial, because we just have to know definitely where the prices are going to go. So most likely a lot of people are going to be leaning towards the bearish side, and if we take a look at the markets, right, obviously we are having blatant bearish signals all over. If we take a look at BTC, right, BTC clearly gave us a lot of lower highs, and it's been crazy. So we have been forming this sort of slanting resistance like that, okay, and we haven't broken out of it. So that is extremely bearish. So that's just what I wanted to tell you as far as trading these cryptocurrencies. So if you really want to dollar cost average, I'd rather you wait for lower prices, because it doesn't really make any sense in order for you to start buying a lot of these coins right now, because you might get a very decent better price, okay, because these coins might even drop by about 100%. If Bitcoin is going to drop by about 50 to 70%, best believe a lot of these alternative cryptocurrencies are going to be dropping by more than 100%. So if you are looking forward to filling up your bags for the future, for the next bull cycle, please wait for that nasty crash. So right now, be very vigilant, because I do not want you to be without any buying power, without any bullets, without any capital. Okay, so you need to be very careful. Right now, it's all about being very careful and just being on the sidelines. It never hurts anybody to be in the stable coins and just waiting for the right opportunity to strike. We are waiting for a black swan event to happen. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Whatever you do, please do your own due diligence. But what I'm doing right now is I'm out of most of my alternative cryptocurrencies. If I'm going to be trading, right, I'm obviously going to be scalp trading in and out, bada bing, bada boom, out, in, just like that. I'm not really going to be holding positions for a very long period of time, and I'm going to be using tight stop losses. So that's just all I wanted to tell you guys about. So anything is going to fall, everything is going to drop if BTC and the stock markets end up dropping. Okay, so you have to observe what's going to happen to gold, and then just keep an eye on the S&P 500. So that's just what I wanted to let you guys know, and that's just my position with regards to all these different alternative cryptocurrencies. So if you've got any other alternative theories, please let me know in the comment section below. And what are you doing right now? What is your game plan? How are you playing this? Are you utilizing stop losses? Are you playing this to the upside or to the downside? Please let me know in the comment section below. It's been your boy Muna, aka Beyond 10x, and I'm probably going to be talking to you tomorrow.